You are either a Sig fanboy or fangirl who wants to tame the wild recoil of your 9mm Sig P320. Nah, I'm kidding. You're a freedom-loving gun owner in free America and you want to shoot it with a suppressor. In this video, we're looking at this awesome, blingy Sig P320 barrel by Faxon Firearms. At the time of making this video, the Sig Sauer website shows over 20 different P320 models available for sale, excluding the serialized fire control unit. Yet, only 3 of them come with threaded barrels and are made to run with a suppressor. The P320 X-Carry Legion, and 2 of them being the CustomWorks P320 AXG Combat and P320 Spectre Comp Blackout. Fortunately, companies like Faxon saw the opportunity and brought their Match Series pistol barrels to the P320 lineup. Let's take a look at a barrel and its features, and then we'll put some rounds downrange and compare both with the original Sig. Faxon currently offers P320 barrels for both the compact and full size, which is what I have here. You also have a choice between getting a standard match barrel and one that is a bit longer and threaded. Finally, you have a choice between boring black nitride, look at me gold tin PVD, and don't you know who I am, chameleon PVD finishes. What I have here is both the Look at Me Gold Tin and I have the Chameleon one right here as well. So this is my Sig P320 VTEC that I purchased used, and this barrel just fits it perfectly, which is why I went with the gold. All of the barrels start from stress-relieved 416R stainless steel and they are machined in-house by Faxon. Faxon machines these barrels, the flame fluting, which let's be honest, and actually let me just pull this one out. So they machine the barrels with this flame fluting. And to be honest, on this, it's primarily going to be about the looks. On a rifle, and you've seen plenty on the channel, yes, fluting is functional and it does have meaningful benefits. First, fluting will save a little bit of weight, and if done right, it'll actually increase the surface area of the barrel, thereby dissipating the heat a little bit faster. When it comes to handguns, it probably doesn't do it that much, especially since the fluting here is so light. Since accessorizing your handgun is becoming all of the rage, Faxon made the wise choice of making this barrel drop-in ready. When I first got into firearms about 15 to 18 years ago now, many of the aftermarket barrels were still intended to be fitted by a gunsmith, and the drop-ins were quite loose. What was surprising to me is that despite this being drop-in ready, the barrel had a tighter fit than the original stock OEM barrel. And it's not really surprising considering the stock barrels are going to be made a little bit more for ruggedness and reliability, whereas the Faxon match barrels were meant for more accuracy, and thus they are going to be a little bit tighter and produce a tighter lockup. Once machined, the barrels are salt bath nitrided, and then the golden chameleon ones have their finishes PVD'd on them. Further good news is that these barrels are conventionally rifled, meaning you can safely shoot anything from lead to FMJ, including the new MOLLE-coated bullets, and my personal favorite for the value is going to be fully plated bullets. The muzzles also get an 11-degree crown, which will protect the rifling a little bit and potentially improve accuracy. It definitely does on the rifle side. The barrels are made in the United States and range in price from $175 up to $235, depending on the size, threading, and finish, and generally represent meaningful savings versus the OEM offerings from Sig. The first thing that you're going to notice is that when you are putting in this fretted barrel is that it is going to stick out a little bit more versus the OEM barrel. And there is definitely a reason for that. And the reason is once you put on a suppressor, this is going to be a tilt barrel and the guide rod sticks out. So therefore, it needs to be a little bit longer in order for the suppressor not to hit the guide rod. Right, Faxon barrel in the P320. Nice. No issues. All right, so the thing to note is that the Faxon barrel is a match grade chamber and a match grade barrel. It is going to be tight with some of the bullets. So I had absolutely zero issues with factory round nose bullets. However, a friend of mine, he brought some ammo for us to test. So these are like kind of like these Bayou bullets. And you can tell that it's a little bit concave here. If this gun had issues fully cycling it in there because it is tight. I suppose possibly if we run this through a post-sizing die, it might be a little bit tighter. That would be interesting to note. However, factory ammo, you're not going to have any issues. If you're a reloader and you're loading match grade ammo, so some of the bullets, you might potentially have an issue with this chamber. However, that's definitely not going to be anything new to you, especially if you have, let's say, a CZ or something else like that. You're already familiar with that. Now, I will probably say this is why Faxon now on their website, they list that they're going to have duty barrels as well, which are significantly less expensive. So these are $155 or so for this full size threaded with a gold tin. And the duty ones they have listed, they're not available yet. Maybe by the time you're watching this video. But those, they list them for about $100. And I'm guessing those for chambers are not going to be as tight. And as soon as those are available, we'll definitely test those, especially with the same bullets as there. So I loaded 5 rounds of this stuff and I'm fully expecting it to fail just so I can show you what it looks like. And keep in mind, this is the first time I'm shooting a handgun in probably a year. This is how long it's been. Okay, perfect. So round is in there, it didn't chamber the next one. You can tell it's not going fully into battery just because of the bullets.
That was from the front, from the top, like if you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna have my friend Louis come here because I don't want to hurt my wrist more than it already is.
We'll grab the front so it doesn't move forward.
There we go.
And then it goes.
And so here we have the round and you can tell how there's like marks right on there where it was trying to chamber. So like I said, these are definitely very, very thick bullets. Overall, I am really, really pleased with these barrels. I definitely am a fan of the Sig P320 platform. And now that I live in free America, I do have the option to choose to shoot with a suppressor. And the fact that this awesome gun, so this is the X-Tac VTAC, did not come with the threaded barrel was just like mind-blowing to me. And Faxon definitely makes it possible just if you want to run these guns with a suppressor. This is definitely going to be a really, really good option. I've had these barrels now for about a year and I was able to put some good time through them and definitely am quite happy with them. And they're going to be just fine if you want to run if you want to run them in gun games, if you want to run them in steel games as well, that'll be fine for you. The other reason you can actually use this is now it's becoming a little bit more popular to shoot these guns with a muzzle brake. And you obviously need to have it fretted, and this is going to be fretted 1/2 by 28. So you'll be able to slap on your own choice of muzzle brake on there, and you're not going to have any issues. And overall, a very, very nice time. As far as the finishes, so you're going to have 3 different finishes. You have the you have the 3 different finishes. You have the black, you have the gold, and you have this chameleon. I definitely like the gold. The chameleon is not bad if that is basically going to be your style. Most of it is honestly going to be under the gun, so this is basically what's going to stick out, and this is going to work a little bit well. Do keep in mind, if you're shooting factory ammo, and just to rate it, if you're shooting factory ammo, this is going to be just fine. If you are shooting hand-loaded ammo, you do have to watch how tight, you have to post size the bullet basically in order for it to chamber into this, because this chamber is going to be fairly tight. It is definitely not as loose and sloppy as the original barrels. For the money, they're definitely solid. If you want something that's going to be a little bit on a more value side, Faxon is soon going to release the Duty series. So those barrels, I don't think they're going to be as tight. They may not offer all of the same finishes, but they're definitely going to be a little bit cheaper. But if you want to get a fretted barrel for your Sig P320, or if you already have a P320, you're moving to a free state and you want to shoot it with a suppressor, this is definitely going to be a great way to go. So I want to thank Faxon for sending me out the barrels. Definitely enjoyed my time with them, and what's awesome is that Faxon absolutely stands behind their products. So if you do have any issues, reach out to them and we'll take care of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Keep on squatting, and I'll see you in the next video linked up here. Cool.